Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video on 5 things I wish I knew before I started my communications degree. I thought I would just put together a couple of things that I really wish I'd known before I chose to study this degree. Hopefully it will be useful to someone out there and help you make your choice, or if you're considering maybe going back to college and communications was something you're thinking of, maybe this will also help you to see what it would be like to study it. Let's jump straight in. Point number 1. In this degree, you will become a jack of all trades, master of none. You will cover a broad range of topics at an introductory level. You will not be an expert in anything at the end of this degree. You will have plenty of skills and plenty of knowledge, particularly focused on the media, social media, all of which is super relevant and very interesting. But if you were hoping to, say, become a photographer, you would be much better off either studying straight film or photography, or just practicing in your own time, because the degree will not make you an expert. You will gain an insight into a lot of interesting topics. You will do a lot of theory and a couple of practical modules, but the practical modules are not going to give you the necessary skills to perform at the standard that you may hope if you were going to make your career out of, say, radio or film. These things you will need to work on in your own time, by joining societies, by getting involved, by doing internships, and by just messing around with softwares that are hopefully available at your college. If you, like me, were 18 and hoping to come out a master editor and make wonderful videos, then just know that you won't be an expert unless you put the work in yourself. And I'm still learning. I'm definitely not a master editor, 2 years out of college, so yes, that is the first point. Point number 2 is do it yourself. This course is a very DIY course. There are very few hours in class and a lot of them aren't even mandatory. This means you're expected to do a lot of independent learning. I know this is the same across a lot of arts degrees, but if you are someone who enjoys a strict routine and really relies on the social pressure of showing up and attendance, then this may not be for you. Obviously, you can learn, you can adapt, you can set your own routine, you could get up early and go to the library, get stuff done, you can meet your friends for lunch, etc., go to the gym. So if you like having free time, fantastic, you'll have plenty of time to work on your own stuff. But yes, it does not promote good attendance. If you only have 8 hours a week and, like me, you have a part-time job, sometimes you might end up working to make more money rather than showing up to your class. I'm not saying that this is the right way to do things, but when you have very few hours, it can be easy to get caught up in other things that you're doing and think, will it matter if I miss this lecture? However, you are expected to do hundreds and hundreds of hours of academic readings. This is the toughest part. You have to be disciplined to actually read them, and oftentimes it's boring. I'm not just saying this to put you off, just to be realistic. The academic readings can be difficult to focus on and to make time for, especially if you actually enjoy reading fiction and other books. It's a completely different type of reading and may potentially put you off reading for quite a while. I'm only just getting back to reading books and enjoying them properly now, because before it used to feel like a chore because I had to read these things for classes, for seminars, for assignments. There will of course be ways around this. Usually there are group chats and people can help each other out by sending in synopses, summaries, reviews, useful links and tools that helped them to understand the readings. Number 3, less exams and more group work. In jobs relating to communications, you will be expected to work in teams. And so college needs to prepare you for that, right? You will do lots of group work, group presentations, group assignments for video, photography, audio. In each group, you are going to have someone who ends up being the leader. Some people just are more comfortable taking the lead, taking charge, and really enjoy digging their teeth into projects and figuring things out. They like a challenge. That's great. But it can be difficult to find a way to work in a group when there's, I'd say, 3 people and upwards. It just gets more and more difficult to find times that suit everyone to meet up, to find ways of working that everyone is comfortable with, and also to balance the work evenly. This can be difficult in college. Everyone has different priorities, everyone has different levels of interest. It's not the end of the world. You will still pass if you all put the effort in, and don't be afraid to call people out and maybe ask them to make sure that everything's okay. There could be a personal reason or another reason that is outside of college life that is causing them to maybe take a back seat and not take an interest in this particular module. Maybe they don't even understand the topic and just need you to go through it with them one more time. So just be mindful that it's not always someone being lazy, but that there could be other issues going on. This course has a lot of group work, so get used to it. Point number 4. In this particular degree, extracurricular is extra important. What you get involved in societies and college life outside of your degree and your assignments is extremely important. You will gain so much experience from being in societies and perhaps being on committees, and also just from networking with people and making friends. You never know when someone will help you out in the future, whether it's a job opportunity or they will help you out with a project or assignment, or you might even start something completely new together. When you meet new people, it helps to generate ideas, it helps you to meet like-minded people who are excited about the projects that you want to do and passionate about similar topics. You may have the same hobbies. I don't think you'll enjoy college as much if you don't get involved at all. I joined trampolining and gymnastics in my first year and I absolutely adored it. I was helped by some of the people to do my first backflip. It was assisted. I was still terrified to do it on my own, but things like this are incredible for your confidence and for building self-esteem. I felt so fantastic in myself and like I could do anything. I totally recommend getting involved if you are passionate about cooking, a language, travel, dance, whatever it is. There is going to be a society for it and you will find people that you gel with and you'll make friends for life. The people that I'm closest to are probably from societies, from work, or people that I actually did group projects with and really got along with. We've stayed in touch and I would definitely reach out to them in the future if I were starting my own business or wanted to do a project. I would know people who would be up for it, which is great. So yes, extracurricular is extra important. Communications as a degree is only going to take you so far, and your experience outside of that is what will ultimately land you your dream job. Point number 5, you will get back what you put in. By their very nature, arts degrees are extremely broad and communications is no exception. Go in with an open mind, and when you hit on topics and modules that you really like, follow that. When you take an interest in something, I highly recommend you pursue it. I started my degree thinking that I wanted to study film and television. I wanted to be a TV presenter for quite a while, and I came out of my degree completely obsessed with advertising. I loved the module so much and I really didn't enjoy the module on film. Honestly, anything can play a role in how much you enjoy a module. It could be the assignment, the workload, it could be a monotonous voice that puts you off. It's just droning on and on and on and you can't listen. I went in thinking I wanted to do film and television and I came out more interested in advertising and marketing, which is what I have been working in since I finished college. So definitely go in with an open mind. You will not enjoy every single module. There will be some that surprise you. We did topics such as race, class, gender, things that I hadn't really thought about in school. And I found these topics extremely useful for forming thoughts and opinions on life. I wanted to make this video for anybody who was considering studying communications or similar, maybe media studies, media and English, etc., etc. I really think that if I had seen a video of someone speaking honestly about their experience in this course before I went to university, it would have been very useful, especially when you consider when you go to open days and you read prospectuses. Obviously they are selling to you and some marketing person has spent a lot of time putting this together, using keywords and positive language, using positive connotations and images to make it all seem really, really rosy and great. After all, they make money through fees, and so the more students they have interest in these courses, the better. If you're looking for an honest opinion on whether to study communications or not, I would say if you are willing to put the work in to pursue a specific career after communications, it is a great foundational degree. You will get great marks and be able to go into any masters that interests you, and you will have a very broad range of experience that will apply to many, many different jobs. If you're looking to come out of the degree with specific expertise in, say, journalism or filming, then you would be much better off going to a school or university or doing a course that is completely about that topic. If you get a diploma, if you get an apprenticeship, if you do an internship, there are so many different ways to gain experience, and at the end of the day, a lot of these jobs rely on experience. Yes, a bachelor's degree looks great, but I do think that it is just an example of your ability to complete a degree. You have proven that you can study and you can fulfill assignments and meet deadlines, work in groups and teams, and get a degree. That is fantastic. I think there's a lot of social pressure to go to university directly after school. Sometimes I wish I had taken a year out because maybe I would have known better what I wanted to study, and also maybe I would have had more time to save money and work and get to know myself. Academia will only take you so far. It is so important to gain work experience if you are looking to move into a practical role. If you really want to work in radio, film, or television, for example, you'll really want to get hands-on experience. You'll want to be making your own radio shows, your own films, your own videos. This can seem really daunting at the time. Don't be afraid to reach out to people, to ask them how they got where they are. Find someone you look up to who's in a position or a role that you would really like to try, and ask them what they studied or what tools they used. Did they go online and find free courses or videos on YouTube to help them? Honestly, there's so much information online, it's just about knowing where to look. Let me just put it out there in the world. Communications is an arts degree. It's very basic, it covers a lot of different topics, but it is not going to propel you in any one direction. It is going to introduce you to a lot of different types of media jobs. You could go in multiple different directions after your degree, and most people do. So think of it as a starting point and not as a destination.